This is Eric here at Peachtree Classic Cars, and I just want to do a quick preview video on this truck. There were a couple of little things that I was gonna finish it up, but I thought I'll just throw it up here and see if somebody wants to grab it up like it is. And I mean, just a few little cosmetic things is all I was gonna do. I've got an engine dress kit coming. It's got a 302 with a 3-speed manual transmission, and just wanted to, you know, dress up the engine just a little bit. Other than that, I wasn't going to do much else to it. I actually do have a set of original wheels that I was going to at least put maybe on one side just to show what the truck looks like. With the original wheels, it's got brand new tires, brand new beauty rings, and the old original hubcaps that are still in pretty good shape. Not perfect, but the truck looks so good with these wheels on it, but it also looks so good with the original wheels. I kind of wanted to show it to you guys with both. But so I just wanted to do a quick video. This one's not going to be as long as my other ones. I'm not going to take it for a drive, but it does drive really good. It's got a really good looking paint job. At some point somebody put a good looking paint job on it, and there's only a couple of little flaws. There are a few spots where you kind of think, for as well as they did the paint job, you kind of wish they would have taken a little bit of extra time. There's a couple of tiny itty bitty spots right under the paint there, and I don't even think it's Bondo as much as it is little spots of where they could have fixed the rust, like here. So a couple of little spots of rust on the truck, like here. You'd think, you know, just the guy, and here's this little spot right there. But at least, like I said, they didn't fill it all the way up with Bondo, which I do appreciate. There's a little crack in the paint there, and sometimes that happens when they put the paint on too thick. But other than that, let's see, little spot here on top, and I see this all the time on these fenders. Another little spot where there's a couple of cracks there. And there's a little bit of filler there popping. So I don't see evidence of this truck being like a Bondo bucket, is like we kind of call them, you know, all filled up with Bondo. Don't see that at all. Skim coat and a little bit of Bondo is pretty common on these vehicles. It's just, if somebody tells you there's no Bondo in their vehicle, they're lying. Even Chip Foose puts Bondo in his vehicles, you know, and he does immaculate paint jobs. You know, high-end show quality stuff. So you know, what we're looking for obviously is, hey, we don't want a Bondo bucket. So anyways, that being said, nice and straight, beautiful door panels on the inside, and unmolested. Really appreciate the fact that they don't have you know, like speakers or cut or something like that. There is a little dent right here, a dimple on the handle. The dashboard still has the I believe that maybe that's the original gauges. It does have the original steering wheel, and then it's got these aftermarket gauges, and every single one of them I believe is functioning correctly. The oil pressure works good. Yeah, they all function, including the fuel gauge. So maybe not personally how I would have done it, but it's not hard to change that if that's not what you like. So the old glove box still has the original VIN tag inside, which is cool. The seat cover is original. It's old, and it's got, you know, it shows some signs of wear. It's got a few little spots here, a couple little holes. So, but to finish off the interior, it's still got the old original headliner. This is, I believe, the original from 1947. That's what I believe. So to finish off the inside, you might think about, you know, a new seat cover, new kick panels. Waiting for the camera to readjust there. But I don't personally think it's that necessary to go with original, considering the original engine's not in it. It's got that 302, which is runs super good. So like I said, just doing a quickie video on it. It's got brand new wheels and tires, brand new wheels on brand new tires on the original wheels as well. The truck just fires right up. I don't believe the e-brake is hooked up. We can give it a shot. No, e-brake is not hooked up, and that's not uncommon. I make an e-brake repair kit that's not very expensive. So barely touch the key and she fires up, and that's not even warm. I just pulled her out of the garage, so she's still warming up. Good oil pressure, as you can see. All the gauges work. Nice sounding exhaust. You know what? I wasn't going to do it, but I'll just take it for a quick. I'll take it for a quick little drive. Because why not? This will be a testimony to how well it drives. Little rattle over there on the passenger side. That's the window or something inside the door panel. Of course, I'm on a gravel road too, so everything sounds much noisier. But this is a manual transmission, and here I am taking it for a spin, holding the camera and driving. So hopefully that's a little bit of a testimony to how well it drives. Just a hair of play in the steering wheel, as would be expected from an old vehicle like this. I'll just show my finger there, and you can see about, change gears here. So you can see even just when I'm holding the camera there. Now, I always tell people here, I'll show the steering wheel there with the edge of it. So about that much play. But we took it for a nice long drive. Jennifer and I did when we picked it up. I took it for a nice about 5 or 6 mile drive just to give a good test run on it. It's got a touch of play in the steering wheel like usual, but you know, not a hard thing to keep it between the lines. It's not steering from ditch to ditch. And you can, of course, you hear now that it's not super rattly anymore like it is. When you get on those gravel roads, it's just so noisy. Brakes stop nice and straight. I mean, I'm not even touching the steering wheel right there. That's a 100% straight stop, which is really nice. I'll get it down at first. Steers real easy. I mean, I'm steering with one hand here in the cul-de-sac. So, hell of a truck. I mean, not perfect by any means, but man, these trucks are just starting to get through the roof when it comes to pricing. And this is a beautiful driver, you know, great driver. Nice sounding exhaust there. Really smooth running engine. Well, there you have it. Who knows, maybe we'll sell it before we get everything else done to it, but you know, these trucks when they're finished, I mean, they're ridiculous. They're getting, you know, just a perfect driver is gonna, you know, they're getting $25,000–$30,000 for really good looking drivers, and then getting up in the show quality vehicles, they are you know, $35,000–$40,000 plus. So I'm trying real hard to keep my business plan of selling vehicles under $20,000 running and driving. A Wooga horn. So here you have it, PeachtreeClassicCars.com. We're here in the Peach State of Georgia. PeachtreeClassicCars.com.